Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down an announcement that's a huge deal if you're in the title and settlement industry. The American Land Title Association just renewed TrustLink as an ALTA elite provider. So, what does that elite status really mean for you, and why should it be on your radar? Let's dive in. Let's start right here with this quote from ALTA CEO, because it really frames the whole thing perfectly. So right off the bat, you can see this isn't just some random list of vendors. It's a curated group, specifically chosen because they have a strong commitment to the title industry. It's all about building a network you can actually trust.
Okay, so to really get why this renewal matters so much, we have to talk about the world that title firms are living in right now. It is a high-stakes environment. And in this climate, choosing the right partner isn't just, a nice to have. It's absolutely critical for your business.
So, let's get specific. What's all the pressure about? Why has picking the right partner for something like trust accounting suddenly become a make-or-break decision for success and even for survival?
Well, it really comes down to these four big pressures, and they all kind of pile on top of each other. You've got regulators watching your every move, lenders and underwriters demanding more and more, the constant, scary threat of wire fraud, and consumer protection rules that are always changing. If you're managing escrow accounts, it's a lot to juggle, for sure.
And that high-pressure environment is exactly where ALTA comes into the picture. They saw what was happening and created a solution designed to cut through all the noise and give their members some real confidence when they're picking a vendor. So, what is this program? Well, you can think of it like an industry-specific seal of approval. ALTA basically does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. They do the due diligence to find partners who are not just good at what they do, but who are also totally in sync with the industry's best practices.
So this isn't some rubber stamp they just hand out. To get this elite status, a company has to be put through the ringer, really. They're looking at four key things. You need deep industry experience, you have to be financially stable, your compliance record needs to be spotless, and you've got to prove you provide excellent customer service. It's the whole package.
All right, so now let's pivot and look at TrustLink specifically. How do they actually stack up against these tough standards? And more importantly, how do their services help with all those industry pressures we just talked about?
First off, let's talk experience. And wow, this number says a lot. We're not talking about a startup here. TrustLink has been doing this for over 50 years, and specifically for title and settlement companies. That is a ton of specialized, hard-won knowledge.
And this quote from their VP of Operations, Steve Maudlin, really nails what they're all about. See, it's a two-part mission. It's not just about helping you be more efficient, it's about helping you be efficient while making sure you're meeting all those complex compliance and reporting rules. It's a balancing act, and they're focused on both sides of it.
Okay, this slide is where the rubber really meets the road. You can see how their services are a direct answer to all those risks we talked about earlier. You've got daily and monthly three-way reconciliation. I mean, that's just fundamental for good trust accounting. But then look at stuff like positive pay. That's a direct shot at stopping wire fraud in its tracks. They really cover the whole spectrum, from the daily essentials to the complex tax stuff.
Okay, so we've talked about the program, we've talked about the provider, but what's the bottom line? What does this actually mean for your firm, for you as a title professional out there on the front lines? To put it simply, it's a huge shortcut when you're doing your due diligence. When you see a company as an ALTA elite provider, it's like getting a trusted recommendation from the industry's own association. You know they've already been carefully vetted, which gives you a major head start and a lot of peace of mind.
And here are the real-world benefits for your business. It's not just about having a name you can trust. It's about modernizing your operations, it's about keeping your underwriters happy, and making sure you're ready if an auditor ever comes knocking. All of that can absolutely save your money in the long run.
And speaking of saving money, there's a direct perk right here on the table. TrustLink is waiving setup fees for their positive pay service if you're an ALTA member. That's a pretty nice incentive to get a really critical anti-fraud tool up and running.
So we'll leave you with this question to think about. This whole announcement, it isn't just industry news, right? It's really a prompt, a chance to take a hard look at your own back office and ask yourself, with all the risks and rules constantly changing, are we really prepared for what's coming next?